Hi, my name is Justin Gibe, and I wanted to talk to you today about IT transformation. Today, DellEMC is helping our customers take IT and enable business outcomes. But I first want to start with the major challenge that most IT departments are facing today, and that comes in the form of their budget allocation. Typically on day one, when IT departments receive their budget, they quickly find that 75% of that budget is allocated to keeping the lights on, while 25% of the budget is meant for business outcomes such as big data, mobility, and analytics projects. Illustrated here, you can see how IT is really operating in two modes. Mode one is really trying to optimize that legacy hardware, legacy applications in their environment, while mode two, the business is challenging them to come to market quickly with a newer application or some CRM tool that they can use to talk to their customers. The best way to reallocate this money from 75% keeping the lights on to 25% business outcomes, we believe, is first modernizing the infrastructure, putting in place automation tools, and then finally transforming IT to be a more business outcome focus. So let's take a look at that. When we talk about modernizing your data center, we really think of it in 5 main pillars: flash, scale out, software defined, cloud enabled, and security in your environment. We believe if you take these 5 main ingredients, you can build a modern data center. However, we think the best way to go about that is actually to buy that modern data center, as illustrated on this build to buy continuum. If you take a look at what we mean by build, it's your traditional way of procuring IT, buying servers, network, switches, and storage arrays separately, taking the time to integrate them, rack, stack, and deploy services on them. Obviously, that takes time, manpower, and energy that could be eliminated the further we come down this continuum to more of a buy. When you look at modernizing your data center and taking into account those 5 pillars I spoke about and buying them as one, as a pre-engineered solution, you get a solution as one that's manufactured with standards and a foundation so that you can sustain it, support it, and manage it as one unit. By sustaining it, I mean updating it with the code patches released once or twice a year as one unit, so you don't have to worry about testing the interoperability of each of those components. When I talk about support, it's calling one number for support rather than 3 to 7 vendors to help troubleshoot any issues that go on. And of course, management is managing it from top to bottom through one interface. Our customers that are utilizing this buy method for their modern data center typically see a savings of 20 to 35% over a total cost of ownership of a build piece parts model. The other way we can look at modernizing your data center is taking a look at the data lifecycle management. Inherently, data on day 180 is less valuable than data on day 1 and should be managed differently. At DellEMC, with our portfolio-based approach, we have replication tools through backup catalogs, we have app decommissioning tools through archive and public versus private cloud options to help you manage that data lifecycle management just as such. The third way we can look at modernize your data center is through consumption models. With our Dell Financial Services, we of course have traditional capital leases and install payment agreements. We also have transformational licensing agreement that allows you to save 20 to 30% on your software cost over 3 years. And we now have our Cloud Flex model, where we can ship you the infrastructure you need for 3 years, but only bill you on a per monthly basis for what your department is consuming. As you can see, by laying down the foundation of a modern infrastructure, you can reduce out the cost per terabyte for your environment. This allows you to take those savings and invest in our next 2 steps, automation and transform. In our next step, our automation, we have a product out now called Cloud Control Point. And Cloud Control Point is really a bundle of our products and services to enable you to do a couple things. One is provide a self-service catalog for your users so they can come to IT as the broker of services. 2, we can show some financial transparency for you and your other departments, whether it's in a showback or a chargeback model. 3, we can give them a gateway to a public cloud of your choice, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, or our own VirtuStream, to allow variety in the environment so your users can decide whether they want that workload on-prem or off-prem. And finally, we provide the training for your employees and staff to become a cloud architect and a cloud operator. All of this is delivered in under 60 days and up and running, fully deployed. Once you're able to lay down the automation tools in your environment and start to eliminate some of the shadow IT, and definitely start to eliminate a lot of the cycles you're spent in deploying that 75% of your budget, we can then start shifting that budget focus into transforming your business. To help aid in this, we have a Big Data Vision workshop. In a Big Data Vision workshop, we're going to send in our team to interview all the major stakeholders in your company. Through those interviews, we're going to identify what projects are important to them over the next couple of years. And from there, we're going to take that information and get a larger group of those stakeholders together. We're going to make that environment very collaborative to talk about the projects each one of these stakeholders have brought up. And by the end of that session, we're going to have identified projects that are most valuable for your organization and the most feasible to accomplish. We'll pick one of those projects, identify it, apply data science to it, and at the end of it, we're going to have a deliverable of a proof of value. And that proof of value will show you exactly how DellEMC can help IT enable business outcomes with infrastructure, analytics, and a people process side. So as you can see, getting out of IT and getting out of that budget allocation of 75% and pushing it more towards business outcomes is the name of the game today. We believe through modernizing your infrastructure, putting in place automation tools will help at the end transform your business. Thank you very much.